Hello, everyone. Keith and I here as usual, and we've got a different type of episode today. We are going to attempt to pick England's greatest ever Test bowling attack. We're going to decide between us, and we'd love to know your feedback. So once we picked it, get in the comments, tell us we're wrong, which no doubt you will, because it's just one of those topics. This should be fun, Keith. You've got some ideas around what's the rules we're going to go by here?
Well, this is our first one, isn't it? So over the next few weeks, we're going to pick an international team, and we're going to run through third bowlers, an all-rounder spot, and a spinner, and decide who we think are the best 4 or 5 to carry around with you, basically, in that team's period of the last 20 or so years. And then we'll move on to the next team, so on and so on. And once we've done that, we will then bring it into a bit of a group stage, and we'll have to pick teams out of a hat who plays who, Chris.
Like it. This sounds fun.
Which team is better? We'll find out. So let's go for it. I've got 6 names written down.
Okay.
And I can't budge from them, but I want to hear yours first. Can we do one at a time and give our reasons?
Yeah, okay. Should we just start off with the obvious one that I'm assuming we're putting in? Even though he's had you up for a fight and all that. We're going to put Anderson in, right?
Yes, we'll put Anderson in, Chris, yeah. Jimmy Anderson has to be there.
I mean, an elite bowler. Do you think he's the GOAT, by the way?
No.
Oh, my word. Well, hang on. We'll get back to that. So Anderson justifies his selection. 704 Test wickets at an average of 26. That's fair enough.
That's pretty solid. When you ask that question of do I think he's the GOAT?
Yeah.
In what terms? With the England attack that we're picking here, or just throughout the world?
No. The out and out greatest of all time.
No.
Oh, is this just a bit of like local? Is this a Burnley-Blackburn rivalry that I'm witnessing here?
No. Who would you rather have had in your team, Dale Steyn or Jimmy Anderson?
Keith. I was asking you this question. I mean, wow, that's insanely hard.
I mean, maybe we should leave that, and that can be another episode way down the line where we talk about the best of the best and where we put them.
That's fair, because we're talking about England right now. So Dale Steyn is not in this conversation. Yeah. Okay, Keith, come on then. Have you got another name that you want in here, or is this where we start? This is where we start debating.
I think obviously Jimmy has to be in there. I just want to know, is he taking the first over for you, or is there another bowler within that attack?
So actually, I want to give the new ball.
You don't have to say yet. It's just if he's taking the new ball or not.
I was thinking Darren Pattinson. No, I'm kidding. I think he takes the new ball, James Anderson. Yeah, 100%.
Okay, well, yeah, I've got Anderson in there. Obviously, every person we're talking about here, we're talking about when they were at their best. So none of this kind of but he tailed off towards the end of his career. We're just going at their actual peak.
Oh, I like that. And as we're going peak, we can even then name when their peak may have been, which actually is hard with Anderson, to be honest. The bloke was just...
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you watch some of his recent bowling in Asia, and you're like, oh my god, the bloke goes for no runs and reverses it everywhere. And then equally, you're watching Sky Sports, and all of a sudden it'll be Anderson tearing New Zealand apart when he got that 5 for or 6 for or whatever it was a few years back. Oh. So Anderson's in. Come on then, you keep dodging this, mate.
Well, right.
Throw a name at me.
I'm going to go for an easy option here because I want the seamers to be on your terms of the pressure. So I'm going to go Graham Swan. He's in my attack as a spinner.
Okay, yeah. Look, this is the. I think this is actually the. I've got some stats up in the background. Not that we're using it to pick these names, but I'm just going to very quickly refer to them. Graham Swan, 255 Test wickets at 29. I really like Graham Swan. I think that's perfectly fair.
Yeah.
Derek Underwood has a slightly better record. Well, I say that it might be quite a significantly better record. However, the game gets better. I'm sorry, I'm not having it. The game game improves. There's no sports that deteriorate and get worse. Underwood, as good as he is, played on uncovered pitches. Imagine if Graham Swan bowled on wickets that were uncovered and were like club pitches that had been rained on and stuff. Like the bloke would just, it would have been a joke how many poles he'd get.
Yeah.
And plus, we're not that old, right? So we're going kind of modern era, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, he's in.
Chris.
Okay, well, we can debate. There doesn't have to be like right or wrong. You know what is a really interesting one. I'm going to throw out there, and we're talking peak here. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think Steve Harmison is in it. Where do you sit with this? Was he one of your 6 that you wrote down or not?
He is, yes. Yes, he is, and I think he has to go in there for sure.
Are we happy that we've agreed?
I'd agree with that. How tall was he? What, 6'7"? 6?
Oh, 6. He was enormous. Maybe, yeah, he was enormous. 222 poles. Only, to be fair, an average of 31. But that kind of was it. It was in West Indies, wasn't it? He bowled. Yeah. It was just rapid, bouncy, skiddy, and he could shape it away. Yeah. Felt like he was angling it in, but shaped it away. I'm like, naughty bowling.
Yeah, I know obviously his average is 31, but it's not as though he played his whole career at his peak. But he had some times in his career playing for England where it was just horrible. And I do you know what? You must have faced him? Surely you must have faced him.
I only faced him sadly. Well, not sadly. Fortunately, I faced him when he was on the older side, and he was probably the year he retired, the year before he retired. So
I the same. And I remember a teammate of mine, Steph Pilot, used to talk about like people like Harmison. It's just bounce. He's not even quick. So yeah, and I remember facing him probably a year later. I think like yourself, the year he was finishing, and he was coming out very slow. He could hardly move. But even when I get forward on that front foot, the amount of bounce and how hard he hit the bat, it was unreal. My arms were shaking. He bang, so then, oh, wow, right. I'm glad I'm not facing that another 30 miles an hour quicker, because that would be horrible.
Yeah. Again, this is a guy that I would have watched more than played against. Do you know what I mean? I guess this would be my peak cricket watching era.
Yeah.
He just had all the tools that you could possibly want. For me, he's in it. I'm not sure if I'm giving him the new ball. I think that's a different conversation, depending on who else we pick, because I think that this is going to be interesting here. But I'm very happy to have Harmison in his peak in this team. So should I put him down?
Yeah, let's get him in there.
All right. This is where it gets really tough here.
Yeah.
So, right, we're allowed an all-rounder in this team, who basically is our 4th seamer, so to speak.
Yes, this is what I'm interested to see.
So there's 3, right? There's 3 names who are bona fide all-rounders, in my opinion, anyway. And if I've forgotten anyone, I sincerely apologise. So the conversation for me is around Stokes, Flintoff, and Ian Botham.
Yeah, I'd like to think our listeners vary from different ages, but I don't want to go as far back as Botham. To be honest with you.
All right, you know what? I am going to remember that when we do like the West Indies, and you wanna put like Malcolm Marshall and Joel Garner and these blokes in. I think you can. I think you can allow him into the conversation. I just think if you've got Anderson in it, who's going to swing it about, that was what Botham did. But Anderson's better than Botham at that job.
So what would you want that role to be?
I want Flintoff, peak bowling Flintoff, 90 mile an hour, angling it in. Like, do you know what I mean? That's what I want.
Yeah.
The one that you played against when he was getting ready for South Africa.
That was horrible.
Yeah, yeah.
That,
Or 2005 Ashes. Oh my God.
that was horrible. I think that was the Pedalo incident that he just come back from. So he had to he had to kind of show he was up for it in a warm-up game against Warwickshire. And I've never been so scared in my life. Tick Jarvid, 16 years old, in the indoor practicing 90-mile-an-hour short balls, just ducking out the way of it. And to be fair, he actually faced Freddie, I think, as well a little bit. He handled it okay for a kid that age. But yeah, 16 years old, facing a need to show I've still got it, Freddie Flintoff, minging.
Oh my God. I think let's be honest, he just had that X factor, didn't he? He could turn a game. I mean, we're not talking about batting per se here, but he could turn a game, a battle ball, and with the ball, yeah, again, he's got all the tools. He did a masterclass on Sky Sports. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
No.
Right. His mantra, I think it was around white ball bowling. But anyway, him and Rob Key were having a chin wag. And he was like, my mindset with the ball was, I'm hitting them, they're not hitting me. And I'm like, oh my God, imagine Flintoff at the top of his mark, steaming in with the mantra, I'm hitting you, you're not hitting me. I mean, that's terrifying.
Yeah. Especially from his height as well. Like, you're not getting like forward to it really, are you? Because he gets so much bounce as well.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Horrible.
I think, yeah, I mean, I don't know if for you it would be better because it would be angling across you and away. Or mind you, might come round the wicket. And,
Either way, I'm not staying in line, Chris. I'm showing all three stumps.
Oh dear. There's a story, isn't there? Again, I don't know it off the top of my head. I should do, but apparently it was like warming up against the Aussies. I don't know if he was drunk or feeling awful or something like that.
I think he had a bit of a hangover. From this is the story, isn't it? He was a bit hungover, couldn't move, and then had to go out to. I think kind of wanted to just kind of get the Aussies on their toes a little bit.
Yeah.
And they were all warming up, stretching, and he came out stiff, just bowled one ball, absolutely rapid. That'll do, and walked inside, something along those lines. And yeah,
I mean, you gotta love those kind of, that's cool. That's cool. I always think about that South Africa series as well, like the one we sort of talked about a minute ago, where was it Callis that Edgbaston couldn't pick him up out of the windows or something?
That must have been horrible.
And he was just bowling like these 90-mile-an-hour Yorkers, and Callis was like ducking them and stuff. You're like, oh my God, lethal. So, all right, Flintoff is in. This is where it gets rock hard here. Have you got a few names that you want to throw out?
I've got two.
Only two? Is one of them Stuart Broad?
Nope.
Whoa! What? Hang on. For real? You haven't got Stuart Broad down?
No.
Who have you got? What two have you got then?
Wood.
No, are you trying? Is he coming on the podcast? Is that why you put him in this list?
I mean, the chances of us getting Wood probably seem a little bit higher than Broad, but I'm actually going. I've got Wood and Joff. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet.
God. Well, I think we got a window, didn't we, in that Ashes tour? But obviously,
just a small. I think it was a small glimpse we got to see of him. Before the injuries.
Oh, jeepers. Okay, hang on then.
You want to add Broad to the conversation?
I think you have to, don't you? The bloke's got 600 poles.
Hold on. If we're doing that, then we shouldn't have Harmison. If we're going off stats, or we're going off peak.
So okay.
Not that Broad's not an amazing bowler, or was an amazing bowler, but
I'm just having a very, very, very quick look at this list of stats just to check there's no one ridiculous. So I think like Fred Truman, right? His stats are incredible, but he's too old, right? Yeah. Apparently, he used to hit pebbles and all sorts. So we'll leave him out because it's just not our era. What about? Should we be throwing in the Darren Goff here in his peak or not?
No.
Okay. I used to love Goff. I love a bit of Darren Goff.
I'm not saying he wasn't a great bowler, but on song, comparing him to, I wouldn't want to face a Wood at his peak, swinging it as quick as he does.
Yeah.
Like,
You know Wood, right? I haven't played against Wood loads, but I did play a white ball game for Warwickshire against him a few years back. And I was facing, do you remember James Wheel?
yes.
Unorthodox bowling action.
Yeah.
Anyway, Ian Gould was the umpire, and basically Wheel was bowling. So I faced probably 2 overs of Wheel. And then Wood came on and replaced him. And Gunnar was like, right arm over, same action, just a lot quicker. I remember being like, oh yeah, it is. Isn't it? And I remember he bumped me, and I know it was a white ball game. I ducked a bumper, and we were getting dealt with. So Durham won the game. Ducked a bumper, and I remember copping a spray from Paul Coughlin, who was someone was like deep square leg or something. I was like, oh, what's he ducking the bouncer for? And I remember being like, who are you, mate? He's probably like 90-mile-an-hour plus here. I'm just trying to get through the game so I can play next week, pal. The game, you know what I mean? The game's gone. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that Ashes, crikey, when was it? Was it last summer? 2 summers ago?
Two summers ago, wasn't it?
Oh my God, my brain's yipped up. But when Wood was probably like 97-mile-an-hour and swinging it, that deserves mentioning in this.
But that's what I've seen of Wood. That's him at his peak, right? That I think is, you can't deny that. Imagine facing that every spell.
Well, yeah, it'd be horrific. So what about Archer? What's his peak then? What are we saying?
Where are you going to go off that Ashes glimpse when he first came on the scene? Because he's had
he hit Smith and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And funny enough, actually, I saw a little thing on Instagram. It was him being interviewed, and you know the footballers do. It's like Harry Kane gets asked, Harry Kane or R9, and he's like, R9 or Cristiano Ronaldo, that kind of stuff. Jock was being asked, name a bowler that don't stop until you hear a ball that's quicker, and Wood came up, and he was like, okay, like if you want to give him that, but I was like, I still feel like there's more to come from Joff.
I hope
that was an unbelievable spell, and we faced him. You know, like we were both happy to get out.
I remember, at Hove on a slow one. I remember thinking, "Thank God!" And it was low and slow, wasn't it? Like, this is optimal conditions to play against Archer. I remember seeing that clip of him. He was trying to get fit for a tour, and he was playing like a Sussex Twos game against some absolute, like, I don't know who he was playing. They were he peppered them. He peppered them at some club ground in Hove. What on earth is going on here?
Funny enough about him, Ben Brown was telling me this story. Obviously, he was captain at Sussex when Joff was playing. Who was the left armour South African you had? He's not there now.
Who? Leicestershire?
Yeah.
Oh, Buren Hendricks.
No. Go back. Quite erratic action. Left armour. Could get it down there.
Oh yeah, Dieter.
Oh,
what a man.
He said Joff was bowling at him, and I think he hit Dieter once, and Dieter kept backing away, and rather than just bowl at the stumps, he kept following him and just hitting him every ball. Ben Brown was like, "Can you just see he's literally standing near the umpire, just bowl at the stump, but he just kept following him." Hitting him.
Right, a little bit now. Dieter. So Dieter, he's been coaching George actually at Leicestershire. He's honestly such a lovely man, right? He's also genuinely possibly the hardest person I've ever played with. Right. So if I was going to fight for my life, he would be in the top 3, right?
Yeah.
Potentially Mozzie would be up there just for like but I think Dietz is like a mobile version of that. Like genuinely, right. This is a little side story. He grew up on the border of South Africa, I think, and Zimbabwe, like very rough, like regularly would be in fights, I think, and things like this. Probably has killed someone. genuinely. And I loosely said this to my daughter. Right in a chat, I was like, "Oh, don't," like kind of a joke and stuff. Anyway, we went for a team. So all she thinks is South African guy probably killed someone really hard. We were at a Leicestershire barbecue last year, right? And she was sat on the same table as Vian Mulder, right?
Yeah.
Who isn't the hardest man I've ever played with. He's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the opposite, like
Yeah.
the loveliest bloke. Mabel
Yeah.
completely got it confused, and she literally just sat there like this, like in silence, like scared for her life. But he is nails. Apparently, he got hit. Sorry, my dog sounded like it's outside there. 1 second. I'm just going to pause this and go and get the dog in. Hang on a minute. Right, I've sorted the dog out. Apologies for that, Keith. So, going back to Archer, yeah, he bowled a spell at Dieter at Hove,
Yeah.
and I think he hit him in the ribs. And apparently, it was one of those where, given how tough a guy Dietz is, everyone knew it was just the end of him. Like, literally hit him in the ribs. He was just down, like properly gone. Apparently, absolute wheels. I think he must have got a five or something. But all the lads from Leicester talk about that still.
Yeah.
And Dietz was on the receiving end, unfortunately. So, I mean,
You want to add Broad into it?
You got to mention Broad.
Yeah,
600 test pole, and also out of everyone on this list, when he is on one, he literally gets hat tricks and bowl spells that just changes games. That's what I love about him.
Yeah, he almost becomes a bit possessed and just kind of like seeking stumps, seeking wickets. I just like the thought of outright. I mean, I've got Jimmy for skill, but I just want outright pace that scares people. That's why I picked Joff and Wood. For me.
Oh, well, hang on. Have we gone a bit early then with Harmison here?
No, Harmison, yes, but no, I like the fact of them two big guys that can bowl 90 mile an hour. It's just which one do I prefer, Joff or Wood? I feel like I know where I'm erring towards.
Just in all seriousness, imagine facing an attack that had Harmison, Flintoff, and Wood in it. Oh my God. So literally you get through a spell and you're just getting more 95 mile an hour bowling. I mean, this is hard. I mean, maybe what about Swan? Do we have to pick Swan? Do we have to have a spinner?
You've got to have a spinner, haven't you?
I suppose so. Should we, for the purposes of our game, we'll assume we don't know where we're going to play the game of cricket, and it's like a coin toss to see where we play.
Yeah.
Oh my God, man! I'm like, but isn't Harmison and Flintoff enough in terms of the speed that you can have Broad in? Or am I being a bit of a softie here?
I think you're being a little bit soft because I know you love Broad. You always have done.
Yeah, I do. I like the guy. Stuart, if you're listening, please come on. I love you, even if Keith doesn't. Hey, what is it with you having beef with England's two leading Test wicket takers?
I've got no beef with Brody. I've had a little chat with Brody every now and then when we've played against each other. We've been all right. Been okay.
I mean, oh my God, this is impossible.
I already know between the two, I think
you want Archer, don't you?
No, actually, I want Wood.
Do you?
Yeah. Reason being is obviously saw him when he bowled at Labuschagne the other Ashes a while back, where it was just 96, 97 mile an hour swinging at absolute just rockets. You can't deny that. I think with Harmison and Flintoff not really showing any real shape as such, it'd be angling in, it'd be horrible. But to have that then 97 mile an hour going the other way, it just complement absolute pace and bounce quite nicely.
No, I'll be honest. The one thing I love about Wood is his enthusiasm for bowling and the heart he shows. It seems to me he would just literally break himself in half for the England cricket team.
Yeah.
Which I got to be honest, I love that. I do love that. Look, oh my God.
And that's where I carry Joff around as a rotation. just for one of the bowlers to have a bit of a break. Jimmy has to play every game just because of skill and economy would be unreal.
And anywhere in the world, by the way, we're talking Asia as well. He goes to like India and Pakistan and has it on a string, the old ball, doesn't he, Anderson?
Yeah. So you've got a nice bit of control there, and then you've got the big lads. I mean, imagine if you had Anderson and Wood opening the bowling, and you one and first and second change were Harmison and Flintoff. That'd be absolutely disgusting.
Oh, this is interesting. So I have to say, if this was me, then I probably would open with Harmison. I think I'd probably have Wood and my Flintoff as my change bowlers, but not,
that's a better shot actually. That's
splitting hairs.
Yeah.
Oh my God, mate! I'm still dubious here, but I'm happy. We're a team. We're a partnership. I'm happy to go with it. Just if this is a deal breaker for Stuart Broad not coming on the show, then that's your fault. You know what I mean?
I'm sure it wouldn't be that if it was.
What do you mean? We have millions of followers globally at the moment. No, that's the dream, isn't it? All right. Okay, then. So I'm going to run through this. From 7, we're going to have the all-rounder at 7 for the purposes of this. So from 7 to 11, we have our all-rounder is Andrew Flintoff. I mean, yeah, there you go. Elite, enough said. The spin option and a handy number 8 batter, by the way, Graham Swan.
Yeah.
A bit of comedy in there as well.
Oh, yeah, bit of a laugh.
Do you know what I mean? So he's obviously number 8. Mark Wood for just 97-mile-an-hour swinging deliveries.
Mm-hmm.
Again, you can't. That's perfectly acceptable. Peak Stephen Harmison, which I would.
Would you go Jimmy 10?
I don't think Jimmy likes batting at all. I think Harmy used to whack it.
Yeah, I suppose. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, yeah. Again,
just quickly. All right, let's say Harmison 10, Jimmy 11. If you're bowling against them, Chris, and you're bowling 90 miles an hour, are you looking to try and bowl short at any of these boys, knowing that they're going to get to bowl at you?
You know what? I handle the short ball all right. I just duck it. So in that sense, I do what I had to do for the team. However, the one person on here who I would really worry about would be Flintoff. He'd be the one who I'd be like, do you know what I mean? Mind you, Wood's skiddy, isn't he?
Yeah.
Wood's skiddy. The taller blokes, I can get under that. It's the mind you, because I'm taller. The short ball, people to bowl short of me, it has to be shorter. So I think I tend to see it okay.
But someone like Wood at you. Mm.
Yeah, and then Coughlin over on the side giving me abuse. He's not in this team. I'll say that. He's Mark Wood's cheerleader, so maybe he's on tour with the team. Yeah.
There'll be a lot of cough in between balls from you, just getting all those like fidgets out of you.
Yeah, that'd be hard. Your pre-delivery. Do you have a pre-delivery routine when you bat?
Not really.
You're just thinking wherever it is, just shovel it through the leg side, get up the other end.
Just thinking 3 shakes, Chris. That's all.
I can imagine my. Sorry, mate, I've interrupted you.
I was going to say no. Just kind of, I just try and be calm as I can be, basically. And then once the bowler starts running to bowl, have my little preset movements, and then I'm in.
Do you think those preset movements will get more and more exaggerated as the speed of this attack takes its toll?
I think those movements will be forgotten, and just be panic setting in as the ball starts running in. Basically.
You know what's funny about this? I always remember you and me batting at Lords, actually. And I remember we were told we had to sort of try and get on with it a bit. And Finney was bowling round the wicket bumpers. There was a big leg side boundary. And we were told, come on, we've got to, get a score.
Bear in mind, we were going at about 5s as it was at the time.
Yeah, and I remember thinking this, getting out the way of a short ball was one thing, but having to score off it, when the conditions are against you, like a couple of deep squares, big side. Oh my God.
Especially in red ball cricket, where It's not as though they had to have so many players in the ring. It's like, well, how do you expect us to score? But I said to you, I still remember now, we are 3 runs from 100 partnership. Don't give it away. And you were like, oh no, but they want us to push on. It's like, just get those 3 runs first, then we'll go again. We'd already.
You know what, Keith? You know what? Hopefully this is what you admire about me. I am team first all the time. To my own detriment sometimes. I am just all about the team.
So am I, but still, it'd have been better to have had that partnership with you, Chris.
No, I know. Now it would. Now I get it. Frustrating, to be honest.
For those who don't know what Chris did, he ended up backing. Finn was coming round the wicket. Chris tried to back away, knowing it was going to be around his head and like have a little flap over point, and he just top edged it up and was caught keeper, I think. Which was a shame.
Yeah, it was a shame. It was a shame, and we lost the game, didn't we? Actually, I think did we lose that one? I think we did lose it.
No, we didn't.
Have I got the years wrong?
You got the years wrong, because I think now we did win that game. Reason why I remember that is because Nick Gubbins, who's obviously my teammate now, he did his hamstring. He was chirping me a little bit, deep square. I've gone to pull on top edged it. He's sprinting for his life, dived, tried to catch it. When he dived and dropped it, he'd done his hamstring. So he was annoyed. And then he came into bat a little bit later down the order, and he got out. Siddy, Ryan Sidebottom got him out. And it was LB, but he was fuming. I've never seen him so angry. So I remember.
I think I can vaguely remember that. That's kind of amusing. Those things are kind of amusing, aren't they? I mean, yeah. It's a shame we won't feel that, will we? You know,
no.
That 100 partnership. I tell you what, my top score is like 87, I think, and I got out stumped trying to get on with it for the team.
What are you doing?
I ran past Alex Thompson, trying to hit him into the hit him over the Travelodge.
When did you? We're going off a little bit off topic, but just quickly, when did you were playing against Notts? You were night watchman, I think. You scored like 80 odd, didn't you? 70 odd.
Yeah. I've thrown a few away. I remember getting caught and bowled by I think it was Zafar Zaidi from Sussex.
Yeah.
Flattest wicket you have ever seen. It was literally like 700 plays 600. That was it. And I did night watchman, and I think I got 70 odd, and I got caught and bowled against a non-turning on that pitch. Wasn't turning, nothing. When I could have literally just milked 100, but I thought I'm in it for the glory. Live by the sword, die by the sword. No, I'm kidding. I would desperately like 100. There's some right to our team, Keith. We're sticking with it.
We are sticking with it. I think it's.
I'll let you wrap up because you've got some ideas you want to talk about next week.
Yeah, I think it's a solid attack. Anyone who disagrees, please do comment. Give us abuse if you want to. That's our team. Deal with it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. But it'd be interesting to hear your comments on who you think should be in there. Next week, I think we should discuss Australia's best bowlers. I think that's going to be a great one to talk about.
Well, I think that, you know what, do you play 2 spinners? If you're Australia, Delay and Warren is that a combo that needs exploring? We want to save this though. We've got to save this for the next one.
Wow.
Because that's an elite spin duo, isn't it? To be honest. But anyway, we'll leave everyone with that. We welcome comments. So yeah, get stuck into us if you think that we're off our heads with that team we've picked, or if you think you agree. Please let us know. Also, please leave us reviews. These things, they really help us. All feedback's welcome. And we'll see you again soon.
I just want to say, just quickly, do keep dropping us messages on Instagram, and we do answer them if we've missed them already, but we will get to you.
Superb. Right, take it easy, everyone. See ya.